Staying fashionable online. Things move quickly online just as they do in the world of fashion. To stay fashionable, we must change our clothes often as new trends and styles blossom. In a similar way, the web expands with new platforms, new looks, new web fonts, and ever-increasing technologies that change the way we interact online. Most of us wouldn't get away for too long wearing clothes that no longer fit us anymore without someone telling us to go shopping. Yet, in an online age where many proclaim content is king, there are many websites out there that haven't been updated in a long time. One of the most valuable things we have, in both life and business, is time. There are so many demands on our time that we simply cannot do everything asked of us. There are two main reasons why websites don't get updated. No one knows how to update the site in-house. B. The cost of updating the site externally is prohibitive initially. This looks like a matter of training. To update our website, we simply need to train someone to do it. But the first consideration should actually be on the website platform. There are two types of website online. Ones built on platforms that are well known and commonly used. Others that are built on platforms specific to individual developers. It is the latter that tend to run into problems around the ease and cost of updates. In today's world, the web moves at a phenomenal speed and it takes more than one person, or even one small company team, to keep up. It's not easy to keep ahead of current web trends. Many websites I come into contact with were updated regularly at some point. But then, somewhere along the way, that person who updated the website left and/or the web company who built the site disappeared. This left a website which no one can update, and hence, from that moment onwards, it wasn't updated. This is one of the main reasons why open source platforms now dominate the web market. Platforms like WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal are all essentially free to use. This means many people know how to use them. Added to that, open source platforms come with a huge number of plugins and extensions that allow the quick adaptation of a website. These plugins and extensions are constantly added to, updated, and enhanced by the many developers using open source all over the world. Things move quickly in open source and the platforms remain up to date. As a result, websites built on open source platforms are easier for their owners to update and for their owners to keep up to date with new web trends. Should more in-depth development work be required, it is also easier for website owners to find help because there are so many people familiar with the best-known platforms out there. Learning how to use an open-source platforms yourself is also easier because there are so many websites and online tutorials available. There are even numerous books and online courses built around the best-known open-source platforms. If you're starting out on your website today, choose an open source platform to create your website. But what if you're stuck with a site of 5 or more years in age that is built on a system made by a developer now long gone? What do you do now? You really have only two choices. 1. Create a new site on an open source platform. 2. Find someone who can work with the old platform now and plan to update to open source further down the line. The best place to look for someone to help you on either of those choices is on one of the many freelance sites out there. One of my favorites is People Per Hour. I find that this site has a much higher quality of personnel than many of the other freelance sites like elance.com or odsk.com. On People Per Hour, you should have no problems finding a good developer who can help you create a new site using any of the well-known open source platforms. You may also find someone who can help you work on your old site, but ideally any site not created upon a contemporary platform should have a plan to migrate over to one in the mid-term. Another of my favorite sites for web development is tweaky.com. Tweaky is a little different to People Per Hour in that it isn't an online marketplace where you post a project and choose from bids received. Instead, Tweaky asks you to request specific updates to your site, then assigns you a vetted developer who can help you achieve your aims. I recently used Tweaky to make some simple changes to my remote working site and I found the experience simple, quick, and cost-effective. You can use sites like peopleperhour.com and tweaky.com to shop around to compare and contrast the cost of developing a new site versus sticking for a while longer with the old. The good news is that in today's online world, There should be a route forward that will get your site looking and operating in the way you would like it to. Ensuring that you'll be able to speak your domain name with pride the next time someone asks,